Hey guys, this is going to be part 7. So what if Krillin kept his training, or took his training a lot more seriously? So what this is going to basically be like is your boy Krillin is basically training with Gohan. He basically showed him, how you deal with an opponent and how you would basically fight someone stronger. Well, not really stronger than you, more around equal level to you. And then after that, Krillin's like, time to take it to the afterlife, with like an evil smile. And Gohan's like, wait, what? He's like, don't worry, I don't plan to kill you. He's like, trust me. He would transport to King Kai's planet, and then King Kai, well, we really don't need permission, but they would get permission, and then they would just teleport over there. And then everybody would be like, Krillin, what's up with it? They'd be like, don't tell me you died. One person says, another person, is that your kid? And Krillin's like, no, he's a friend. He's a friend of, he's a kid of a friend. A friend's kid. Damn, Alexia was not having it that day. So with that being said, they basically would begin their training in the afterlife. Now, we need to talk about what's going on Earth, because this is basically around canon. Raditz would pull up. He would be like realizing there's multiple strong power levels. He would proceed to try to get back in his pod. Piccolo would be like, what you doing? He'd be like, nothing. And they would basically commence fighting. And you might be thinking, oh yeah, Piccolo kills him easy, right? No. You remember when Krillin took down a planet a couple years back? Yeah. Those were Frieza Force individuals. Frieza realized that, his elite warrior, or at least one of them, of a power level of 100,000 got defeated. So what he decided to do was do something his father did. He went into a second form. He trained for about a whole day, putting in some really minimum effort. Like, he put decent amount of effort for himself, okay? With that being said, he was able to rule the universe with a meager power level of 500,000. So if he cranks it up to 1 million, which it was technically going to be higher, and he made that into, I'm not going to give it a number, but maybe we could throw around like 3 million or something. In his second form, there should be no one that could contest him. Yes, Beerus is an equation, and we know about him. But Frieza's justification would be like, I'll do this for a little bit longer before I try to deal with him. He basically wants to, not really, but he's like, just right in the line. He don't want to get too strong too fast. He realized he has some impressive gains, but he was like, I don't need to. He also trains with the Ginyu Force. So the Ginyu Force is a bit deal stronger. Makes more sense momentarily. So it's almost like everyone's around the same power level as they were in canon, just scale it up a bit, if that makes any sense, okay? And Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz, they're a lot stronger than what they were prior, due to the simple fact of Frieza was like, well, the Ginyu Force is stronger, so they keep their dominating force alive a lot longer, so he might as well make the Saiyans more stronger. So, the Saiyans would be, around that point of the first form Frieza, kind of give or take power level. Alright? It's still this overwhelming, gap in power like it was in canon. Or, basically it is. Just the fact that everyone's a bit stronger than they were originally. So, this makes things play out differently. As you remember, when I gave a rough estimate, Goku's power at max is 80,000, not 80,000, 800,000, which, if you know, that's pretty close to Frieza's. But I digress. Piccolo and Raditz would, have their scuffle. Everybody's sensing this. Goku, Tien, Yamcha would basically fly over there to see what's going on. Raditz, realizing who, that's his brother, would basically try to persuade his brother to join. His brother doesn't listen, and Raditz would realize as he's getting jumped on that this is going to be a lot harder than it would be in canon. Now, there's the difference here. I'm not doing exact power level, but if I had to give you a rough range of how this is playing out, it would be kind of more like they're fighting, and Raditz still has a, you know, power advantage over them, okay? Enough to where he's not gonna outright just get jumped, but not enough to where he could just easily blow them away and stuff, right? He starts targeting his brother because he's like, I don't know what he could do. Plus, it's a lot, you know, a lot of spite, since he is the strongest one here, or about the strongest one here. He doesn't see his tail, but he might be hiding it, he thinks. So he doesn't want his brother to have a tell for what he's about to do next. So he's going to start beating up on his brother. And how this would work is they would be throwing massive hands, and he would start, you know, basically just like focusing individual people. So he'll fight Tien full on, taking a couple hits from everyone else. And he keeps doing that to the point where he's able to back everyone away, shoots a strong ki blast at everyone, and pounces on Goku and starts dogging on him, basically. Because there is a decent gap in power. Basically, when he thinks he's beat down on his brother enough, he looks around and sees that, you know, the Earthlings, the Namekian and the Earthlings, are pretty strong. So he's like, all right, cool. He flies up as he shoots a couple more blasts to prevent them from following, finds the moon. Great Ape Raditz appears, and then they commence the fight. Everyone starts getting thrashed on, not literally getting like clapped up, but they're getting beat on. This would be stronger than, or about around the same level as Goku's Azari, or damn, I forgot what the damn power boost is when they have the damn they power up. Yeah, Azari, or I forgot. But basically, they would power up like this for a little bit, and everybody would be used to this, even though it's stronger than what Goku can do, but not as strong, because, you know, Raditz did take some damage from, you know, them beating up on him a little bit. Anyways, the fight commences. Raditz is boom, boom, boom. He's basically swatting them away like flies. But they keep getting in some nice nicks, some nice kicks, some nice punches and shit, right? And when all this shit happened, this is where things get interesting, right? Because he's like, all right, cool. He's thinking of an escape plan, right? On top of this, he's also keeping his tail guarded, since I would say, since he's more stronger, he's probably been in more fights, and he's probably had more issues. Now, with that being said, and that being the case, he's a lot more cautious than Vegeta, so he's not gonna be like, I have the advantage. So he's gonna keep his guard up a lot more. As he's beating down on everyone and he's inching his way slowly but for surely to his pod, he's trying to basically put enough beat on them to where they wouldn't notice him inching towards this. Because if they destroy this and he's trapped here, he's dead. But during all of this, he would, as he was right before he transformed, I'd say he was calling to Vegeta and them, telling them they need to leave where they're at. We got a lot of strong warriors. I'm not able to take them on by myself. They're too strong. Yada, 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 right? So with that being said, Vegeta and Nappa is already on their way, but they're going to meet on like a middle planet that's like, you know, maybe Raditz is already taken care of or something like that. Or he started working on it, but then, like, you know, he got food or supplies or some shit. So they're already heading there. Raditz is fending them off, and as he thinks he took care of them, he doesn't walk straight for his ship. He walks away and like, I might destroy the planet or something. Then they all jump up. Piccolo, Tien, Yamcha, Goku. They all jump up, and they all charge their special move respectfully. You hear a Kamehameha, Dopi Ray, special beam cannon, and then you have you know, Yamcha doing whatever Yamcha does. I think a spirit ball, and they all charge these moves. And Raditz is like, you think these puny moves are gonna be weight? With all their moves collectively, it matches Raditz's power. And boosh, Raditz is sent up. Boosh. Him frantically trying to fight back, and he basically gets blasted up into the atmosphere, similar to how Goku and Vegeta and Kaioken ×3 beam struggle was. It's basically like that, all right? So, with that being said, Raditz is saying, fuck, shit! And yes, he basically is able to get out of that blast, but you know, since he's a humongous individual, he literally gets his arm not cut off, but damaged heavily. So he flops back down to the ground, but like on his knees, damn near. He immediately takes a stance, and he proceeds to start thrashing on them even more. Then we got a chance! Everyone fight back! Release your inner power! They all charge at him, but after, you know, a blink flash of black, oh damn, I completely messed up the story. Damn, I wanted it to go somewhere. Fuck it, I'm not editing this out. We're gonna rerun that. I fucked up. The beam struggle happens without it being a beam struggle. It's just them shooting up Raditz. Raditz dodges it, loses an arm. As the beam is aiming up towards the moon, he realizes that's what they were intending to target. That's why it was off slightly, because he thought it was trying to hit him. But with this realization, he has an idea. He knows he only got a few seconds before the moon is destroyed, and once he loses his power boost, he might be, you know, in range to lose, and if he loses, he dies, right? So what Raditz does is he flies down as quickly as possible, looks at Goku, and kicks that nigga into the fucking atmosphere. Not really. He kicks him as hard as he can. Boom! He turns around. He's flying on the ground, charges at Yamcha's psych. He fakes it out, goes for Piccolo, hits Piccolo with everything he got. Boom! He shoots a blast. He shoots a blast at Tien. Boom! Boom! He flies back. He flies away towards his pod, basically. Turns around and then shoots a key blast at Yamcha. But basically, the way he hit everybody, they somehow ended up all in the same area, which he did plan for. And he sends a key blast their way. And he's like, die, douche. And then they all basically were able to get out of the way, but barely stand up. He's like, what the fuck are y'all? Y'all are cockroaches. You just keep coming back, no matter how many times I squash you. So, you know, Raditz charges up one final move, a mouth beam. And he charges that bitch up deviously. Shoots that shit at him. Goku powers up to his max power while everyone else is giving him some energy. And he puts his hands out and he's like, me, boosh, against Raditz's mouth beam. It's not strong enough to dispute the blast or contest the blast. It's just strong enough not to get them killed. With Goku losing the back foot and everyone pouring all their last bit of strength into Goku, he takes the stance, bro. He goes into Akari and screams out, "Ah!" And then Raditz is like, shit. He powers up, but he realizes that he's actually losing the beam struggle, and he's like, oh, you gotta be fucking with me. And he looks up and sees basically like the moon exploding. So Raditz says, fuck it. And then screams to the top of his lungs, releasing every ounce of strength he got. It actually starts pushing him back a little bit. And then, boom, the blast actually gets disputed. As Raditz is getting flung back a little bit, but not by much, he actually uses the momentum to head over to his pod, but he's just slightly short of it. And then Raditz gets up and starts limping over to his pod, and he's pretty much there. Everyone else is spent. They got no more energy. And then Yamcha comes through, slashes him in the back, and he's like, no! And then his whole tail gets cut off. Just goodbye. And with this tail getting cut off and shit, and him getting cut in the back, he basically gets, like, not really the remaining strength, but the remaining amount of strength he has, it just backhands Yajirobe into the fucking abyss and sends him back to where the whole team is at. And then he gets in his pod and flies away. You remember when I said Raditz's scouter fell? Yeah, see about that? It fell right where the Z fighters are currently. Don't ask how it didn't get destroyed. But they said, Yajirobe, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm okay. He was like, all right, good. We thought we were gonna have to revive you with the Dragon Balls that make any wish, even like immortality or something. Yep. Nah, but for real, they basically said they thought they were gonna have to revive him or something. And then that's how we would leave this part off. Of what if Krillin took his training more seriously? Part 7.